guys, it's Megan. Today I'm doing the character switch tag. I'm really upset right now because I just filmed a 9-minute video and I put the chip in my computer to watch it and realized that it was cut off to right here the entire time. So I'm refilming this right now. So about this tag. This is called the character switch tag, and I was tagged by Amber Castellanos. Sorry for butchering your last name. And this is how it works. So we have 10 books and 5 pairs of characters. And I have to pick pairs of characters who the two people, if they were switched into each other's books, they would fare okay. So basically people who are almost just alike and they have really similar qualities. You'll understand once I start doing it, so let me just begin. My first pair of characters are kind of obvious. I actually read these series back to back, so I got the main characters confused a lot. And they are Katniss from The Hunger Games and Tris from Divergent. I kept getting these two mixed up, and it's just because they're just alike. They're both in dystopian worlds. The covers even kind of look the same. Coincidence? I think not. Tris is really strong-willed and kind of dependent on her man 4, and Katniss is the same, really dependent on Peeta and Gale, really. So I just think that if Tris was put in the Hunger Games and Katniss was put in this world of factions, they would both be able to fulfill their roles and save themselves. My next pair is kind of ironic because one character is from my favorite series and the other character is from my least favorite series. So I'll just go ahead and tell you who they are. The first one is Clary from City of Bones, and the second is Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles. I really didn't like the Lunar Chronicles. I've read the first 3, and maybe I just don't like fairy tale retellings, but I just really didn't like it. On the other hand, Cassandra Clare, really anything she writes is like 5-star automatically for me. Even though they're completely opposite ends of the spectrum, and Cinder's a cyborg and Clary is a shadow hunter, I think that they both have a lot of the same qualities. They're really strong-willed, as a lot of these female characters are, and they're also kind of dependent on their man as well. Clary, we all know she wouldn't have made it without Jace, and we all know that Cinder wouldn't have had the will to push herself, maybe, if it wasn't for Kaito, however you say his name. And I also found it kind of funny how it seemed like Cinder was trying to fight herself out of her world, while Clary was kind of trying to fight herself into the world of shadow hunters. So even though they're polar opposites, they're just alike to me. My next pair, I chose them because I think they're both pretty dumb. They just came across to me as dumb. They're supposed to be really strong female protagonists, but I didn't think so. And they are Luce from the Fallen series, which a lot of you have probably read, at least the first book, and Zoe from the House of Night series. And a lot of you probably haven't read this series, but Zoe is a vampire. Luce is in a world of fallen angels, and although that's kind of different, they're both just kind of like Bella to me. Like, we all know that Bella would have been dead in the first chapter if it wasn't for Edward and Jacob. And these two, I just feel like if their man, I keep saying their man, if their boyfriend or whatever they are, like, died, they wouldn't make it. Like, they're not very strong-willed at all. They're just kind of hanging on to the guy's side, you know what I mean? I picked my fourth pair because they're both artistically inclined, and they are Lena from Beautiful Creatures and Mia from If I Stay and Where She Went. These two are both really creative. Lena writes poetry and Mia plays the cello, so they're both just really artistically inclined, and that's really the only reason that I picked them. They're both kind of in a dark world, and although I think that Mia may have a little trouble transitioning into the world of casters, I think she can do it, and I think that Lena would be okay in Mia's world. And my last pair I picked because they're both really, really independent. And they are Melanie from The Host and Maisie Danger Brown from Dangerous. And a lot of you probably haven't read this, some of you may have, but basically Maisie is an aspiring astronaut and she only has one arm. So it's going to be really hard for her to get to space, but she does. And Melanie has been taken over by an alien, and so she's having to combat inside her own head to take back over her body, and I just think that they're both really alike. So those are my 5 pairs of characters, and I hope you liked it. So now I'm going to tag 2 people that I follow and I think follow me, and they are Eva from Eva Reads Books. That may or may not be your channel's name. I don't know. And my second one is Pantapuff. And I don't know the name of your channel. It may just be Pantapuff. So yeah, I'm going to tag you two to do this tag. And I hope to see your videos up soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!